the strings as much. You know the strings are the bitter part? So what we're going to do, my wife and I, if we're going to make a chicken salad or tuna salad, hi folks, welcome, come on and have a seat there, is we're going to put the strings towards the back of the hopper and watch close and see if you can see what's going on here. By the way, man, we'll put on high speed for this maneuver. We'll put that baby down there, and I got shredded celery with no strings attached. Come on, you got to give it to me on that one, don't you? All right, all right. Hey, you guys are great. I did come prepared though, because if you didn't laugh at my jokes, I got one of these here too. I ain't afraid to use it on you either now. You got to keep up with me. And that's two things for playing along, guys. That's a salad for about 10 of you. If there's only a couple of you at home, like my wife and I, what we'll do is we'll put that in a Ziploc bag. It'll keep for a good solid 5 days in the refrigerator. All right, let's do this now. We're going to top off our salad with a fine shredder cone. The fine shredder cone is the one you use on your hard cheeses, Parmesans and Romanos. Does anybody here make zucchini bread? Carrot cake, potato pancakes? Works good on all that stuff. What we're going to do with it here, though, is we're going to top off our salad with a little cheese plant. Butternut squash. Now most people, they bypass butternut squash because it has that heavy rind on there, doesn't it? Did you know this though? One average butternut squash has as much beta-carotene in it as a 5-pound bag of carrots. Very healthy vegetable. They become convenient to cut the ends off them, cut them into these little wedges like this, and you put that rind towards the back of the hopper. And watch this, well yeah, I'm going to shred that thing into the salad like that. Not only did I shred it, but I peeled it all at the same time. Pretty cool, huh? Now why would I call it cheese plant? Anybody got a guess? Now it looks like cheese, doesn't it? Fact is, it's wheat with their eyes. Have any of you folks ever eaten any raw butternut squash? No. You know, the thing about it is, what's really funny is I started some of you with cake here this morning, and I say to ask that same question in the next demonstration. I'll start with the salad. They eat the salad. And I'll ask them that same question, and then I'll say, well, how many of you ate one of my salads? You may not be surprised at the end of this fair how many people think that's cheese in my salad, when in fact it was a healthy vegetable called butternut squash. I was telling them, don't feel real bad though. I had one customer who used to shred it up for his kids. He told them it was cheese. They believed him. So when he put it in the chili and it didn't melt, he had to fess up. Anyway, that's my kitchen cutter and some of the things that it'll do. Now that you've seen it in action, how many of you like it? All right, how many take one if it was free? I'll tell you what, guys, the last day of the fair, we're sponsors here, and we have 7 booths here, and we got some great promotions we've been doing. We gave away a whole bunch of these already. We're going to get out of here big on the last day of this fair. It's our first demo, too, and we're going to get out of here big. We're getting close. Got about a minute left. We're doing good. Now, let's see how we did with our egg. You guys like eggs? Let's see this. Now, some people think you need Teflon in a pan to make an egg. I busted the yolk a little bit there, but look at that. Isn't that something? Look at the performance. How many of you cooks think you deserve cookware that cooks like that? Isn't that something? Isn't that beautiful? Now watch this. You know why they call it over easy with these pans? They ain't lying. Over easy is easy. That's all there is to it. All right, now let's see how many of you guys agree with me. Hi folks, have a seat. How many of you would agree with me on this statement? The kitchen is the most expensive room in your house. It is. I had one guy said it was his wife's closet. She said it was his garage. Most of us, it's the kitchen. Stoves and refrigerators, countertops, cabinets, microwaves. And you know what? The tools we use in our kitchen are some of the most important tools we own, aren't they? Because those are the tools that cook our foods. Sometimes at home, when you're looking for the tools, does it sound a little bit like this? That's when you're looking for the covers. Hey, did you know on average, we cook 2 meals a day? Now that's 700 meals a year. In your lifetime, 35 to 50,000 meals. Time to turn chicken. Now, fellas, if we're cutting down 700 trees this year, we're using an axe or a chainsaw. Chainsaw. Now, just the ladies. Ladies, this is a lot of fun. Us fellas got a brand new job on Monday. We're going to fix 700 cars or trucks or something, and we need new tools. Would you see us fellas buying discount tools to fix those 700 cars? Oh no, look at our garages, right? $200 weed eaters, $500 chainsaws, several $1,000 riding lawnmowers. Want to know why? We know the value of good tools. We don't buy junk replace over and over again. How many times do you think most people buy cookware over their lifetime? Coming up at the home shows, you're going to see all kinds of stuff to get remodel your kitchen. Have any of you seen those new double-door stainless steel refrigerators for $4,500 bucks? Gorgeous, ain't they? You want new countertops or cabinets, you're looking at 15 to 18 grand. You get all done remodeling that kitchen. Did you know these are the tools that many of us have to cook 700 meals with? Don't laugh though. There was someone here yesterday, she said, I wish my son looked that good. All right, let's turn to chicken. I need you to watch closely at this part. Remember I told you this was easy? This is the only technical part of the show. By the way, have any of you ever purchased something you've seen on TV or the internet and they demonstrate it for you and you get it home and it never works like what you thought it was going to? You know why that is the demonstrators become so skilled, they don't teach you the little tricks to make it work like that. Folks, I never let that happen to my customers. I need you to watch closely. I am technically trained on this pan. You see this white schmuck? schmuck. Be nice now. It didn't come cheap. Here we go. Ready? We're going to turn the chicken. Let's see it again. Come on now at home. You're rolling silly chicken around in there and browning on both sides. Here I didn't at all. I'm going to leave it in there. Folks, you came a little late. We got fried chicken and potatoes in there with no grease or oil. And we're going to cook it in a third to cook it time. And we ain't going to touch it. Now I got just a few minutes left for that to finish up. Let me quickly take you through the evolution of cookware. Then you guys get to eat the foods. We'll serve up the foods, and then I'll get you a brochure, get you back to fair. Now porcelain over steel. Porcelain chips and it becomes unsanitary. Grandma was the last one to use it. Hey, can I tell you something I didn't know till this fair? There was an older lady in my show. She said, you know, in your grandma's day, that thing had 2 functions. I said, it did. She goes, in the summer, they was always in the kitchen. In the winter, under the bed. It's true, and it's gross, but it's true. Okay, now this one, some of you ladies are going to recognize this next one. You ready for this? I call it the wedding present. Revereware, copper on the bottom. Copper's an excellent conductor, isn't it, fellas? Problem with it is, it's also very expensive metal. Did you know that that copper is only on there as thick as fingernail polish? It allows got tired of cleaning it with Fluffy Duffy or Twinkie Dinky. They quit cleaning it and they're thin. Stick and scorch like crazy. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put us in, you get a little Teflon going here. Now, I know, we used to get a set of this too every Christmas. You know what, our house by June we had to rename it? After that we have to call it Tefloff. So that's what it looks like. See, Teflon is simply a spray-on coating on top of aluminum pans, all it really is. Now they tell you the food don't stick, you know what they don't tell you? Teflon doesn't stick either, does it? Hey, if you're using this stuff at home, I'll bet you right now, Dollars to Donuts says in your drawer you have wooden or rubber spatulas. Come on, you know those ones. They're all curled up on the end to keep these from looking like this. Isn't it funny how they end up looking like that anyway? Fellows, now is this the way we buy tools? You know, this disposable cookware. If you're using this stuff at home too, you know those little black specks in your fried taters? Turns out it wasn't all pepper. I don't know if that's exactly in one of the major food groups either. So then the last two is cast iron and aluminum. Now cast iron heats real even, but it's ugly and unsanitary. Aluminum heats up quickly, doesn't it? But then it cools quickly, and they put Teflons in here typically to keep that from sticking. Now folks, this isn't a pan nobody uses. I bought this about a month ago at Sam's Club. You can buy them there today. They come with or without the Teflon. I bought the without one because I want you to see what happens when the Teflon wears off your pans. Folks, I don't know if it's exactly true what they say about the health concerns with aluminum cookware, but if you're using this stuff at home, try this little test once and draw your conclusions. That water is ordinary tap water. Got that glove to keep my hands clean. Then I'm going to put me in just a little bit of this Scotch-Brite. Now I don't use SOS or steel wool, just a little nylon pad. Now when you get your aluminum cookware at home, it's always bright and shiny, isn't it? Anybody here happen to notice what happens when you cook with it a while? It's darker and duller, doesn't it? And the more you cook with it, the darker and duller it gets. Until you cook certain kinds of foods, like high-acid foods, anything with a tomato in it, rhubarb, sauerkraut, applesauce. You know, when my kids were young like this, I used to make a big batch of spaghetti sauce. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world because when I got done, the inside of my pot was cleaner than it was when I started. You know, it never occurred to me, what is supposed to happen to that dark stuff? You know, the food, then in our family. Folks, this is the most serious part of my cooking show. If you're using aluminum cookware, that Teflon-coated aluminum, when your Teflon wears off there, when you serve up your foods, what you're also doing is inadvertently serving aluminum particles along with it. In fact, did you know that already in 7 European nations it's illegal to buy, sell, or even use aluminum cookware? Right across the border in Canada, socialized medicine, pretty smart government, they're not paying for diseases. Right here in the United States, did you know veterinarians don't recommend you feed your animals on aluminum? How many pet owners do we have here in the show? When's the last time any one of you have seen an aluminum dog dish for sale? You can't buy one. But you and I can go to the store and we can buy aluminum pans to feed ourselves, our children, our grandchildren. I don't know, you be the judge. But as far as me and my family, aluminum is a dirty metal and they say dangerous. If you're using this stuff, please, folks, please replace it. Now cast iron heats real even. You just gotta love that stuff for that, don't you? Problem when you first get it, it sticks, right? So you gotta season it with grease or oil, get it quit sticking. Season it up, you cook chicken in there, and what happens? Sticks. Season it up again, you cook fish in there, and that sticks. By the way, that's where they come up with fish sticks. You keep on seasoning that pan, and you finally get it perfect where it doesn't stick anymore. Hey, does anybody in my audience know what the instructions say on how to clean it once you get it perfect? What are you supposed to do? Wipe it out, right? Because if you wash it, you got to start all over. Folks, have you ever noticed that buildup that occurs on these pans over a period of time on the outside? Did you know that's not food you spilled? Cast iron is a very porous metal. That's actually food drawn down through the pores when you cook with it. True story now. There was a gal in my audience here a while back. She says, I got one of those old pans. Mom gave it to me after Grandma passed.